Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this video. Now, the reason why we want to do this video is because we get a lot of questions on SG forums, and the questions are always in relation to what do we do to migrate, what sort of advice can give us, and the questions are always so general that it's so difficult for us to reply, and hence that's why we're doing this video. And we thought that we can cover a few topics that I am going to show you on the screen now. So since the topics are quite varied, I'm going to put a time code next to the specific topic so you can forward to that specific topic that is of your interest. Of course, you can also follow us through the entire conversation to the end of this video. Okay. So before we start, we will like to do a little self-introduction to give you an idea of who we are. So my name is Ryan, and I live in South Australia, and I live in a country that's 1 hour north of the city of Adelaide. I've been here for close to 8 years already, and this lady you see next to me is Karen. So I'll let Karen do a bit of introduction herself as well.
Yeah, he's very specific, no? Like 8 years and all. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm Karen, and as you can see, we're on Zoom, and that shows that we're not together in the same place. I live in Melbourne with my Aussie husband and 2 teenage boys. So we've been moving in and out of Australia for a few times, usually back to Singapore. This time around, I'm also back for about 8 years because I came back a few months just before Ryan did, and he came in via Melbourne to go to his new home in Adelaide. We've known each other forever, though. Forever.
We've known each other since we were in school.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah,
Scary,
since we
right?
were 16.
Yeah, and we did make a joke about, oh my God, what if one day we end up together? And we did.
Yeah, so I think we are able to offer you a very good perspective of how moving will be like, because I came here as a single migrant. I came here, I found my husband, I got married. So which means I came here on my own and I don't know anyone. And I came here as a single migrant, starting from the scratch. I basically hit the reset button.
He know me only.
Yeah, you are what, 900 kilometers away?
Yeah, I'm a 7-hour driver. At least can drive, no? Like from here to KL, no further. Singapore.
Yeah, it's further. Singapore to KL is only 4 hours.
4
3 and a
hours,
half,
yeah,
4
yeah.
hours.
Singapore and back. But yes, he was very brave though. It's very scary, yeah. I have my husband. When I moved here, I was pregnant with my first son, and it was hard. But we'll tell you how hard it is. But
Yeah.
Ryan will explain to you why though. We need to do this part.
Yes. So it's very important for us to really show you the reality of migration. Okay, we are not going to tell you it's easy, because as Singaporeans, our dealings with Australia is mainly either number one, you come here for a holiday, or number two, you studied here. Okay, or for some of you who are lucky enough, you came here as expats. Right? So coming here as a migrant is a whole different ball game. So we're basically going to be real to tell you that it's hard. And until the end of the video, after you've heard all the hard bits, if you still want to do it, and then we will have a part 2 of the video to show you what to do once you've settled here.
Yes.
Deal?
Yes, how to fit in nicely. So can I do my part now? See this? Do you see this face? I go to the shops with this face, So when I go back to Singapore and visit, I put makeup every day, and then my boys will say, why? We're just going to the shopping mall next to the hotel. Why do you have to put makeup? See? This is 8 years in Australia. Never color the hair, never put the makeup, and then gemuk sekali. So let's start.
Okay. So the first point that we want to talk about is be financially prepared, because migration is a very, very expensive affair. Okay, because you come here not knowing whether you'll have a job. that number one is a very, very key thing, because without a job, you have no income. Right. So when I came, it's a little easy for me because I came here by myself. I don't have a partner, I don't have kids, so I came here by myself. And even then,
Yeah.
I had about 20, I came here with about 27,000 Singapore dollars.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Yeah. He
And I
was
had to
willing to do
survive.
anything. He was willing to do
Yeah.
anything.
And I was willing to do anything.
Yeah, anything. There's no pride, please, people.
Yeah, you have to put your pride aside. So when I came here
Yeah.
with just that amount, you need to have a safe bet, a lot of people say, is to have 1 year's worth of money for you to survive without working, which means that includes your personal expenses.
Yeah.
Food,
Correct.
transport,
Yeah.
rental, because you can't
Yes.
buy. When you come here, you don't know.
Correct.
You're not going to buy first, so your rental.
Correct.
So you have to survive for 1 year.
Yeah, got to buy car, but car is cheap. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so be financially prepared, because it is not cheap to migrate. And then you have to, for some of you who can't bear to leave your stuff in Singapore, you want to ship things over, that's going to cost as well.
Oh my God, I have to tell you, remember I got 2 dogs, Remember? Do you know
yes,
how much or not?
Cats.
These 2 dogs. 12,000 a dog to bring. So if you have pets, think about it, because here some are very strict. Got to quarantine here, quarantine there, and then got to pay. Just think about it. If you're bringing pets, think about it. If you maybe leave it with somebody, I'm serious. I would have if I could.
I had 4 cats.
Yes, you did. My God.
And I gave them all away because I couldn't afford to bring them here.
Correct.
Yeah, just the shipment alone was about 4,000 per cat.
Yeah, mine was quarantine that side, and then quarantine this side. 1 dog, please,
So that 4,000 was just purely shipment. You haven't talked about quarantine charges. So
correct.
I couldn't afford to bring my cats here. So I gave them all away.
Yeah.
So
buy from here, buy from here. Usually all the pedigree shop all ship from Australia. Just come and buy new one.
Yeah, buy new one.
Buy new one. Okay, next.
Yeah, so if you have pets, so that's one thing to take note of as well. Okay, so financially must be prepared. All right. And then also you need to be aware that you're going to be away from your family. So you will no longer have Chinese New Year gatherings.
Yeah, you'll be homesick.
Christmas gatherings. So being homesick is a fair point there.
Yeah, it's a least.
This is something a lot of migrants are not prepared for, because they don't realize. They say, okay, Australia feel like a holiday, but you're not here on a holiday anymore. You're here to live.
Correct.
Yeah, you're here to live. So a lot of people don't take mental issues into consideration when they come here. Because for me, I came here by myself. I didn't realize how, even for me, such an outgoing person, even I was affected by being lonely, because I was here by myself. I don't know anybody in Adelaide.
Correct.
So it hit me really hard. I mean, it will manifest very differently for different people.
Correct.
Right. So for me, it hit me one day. I arrived in January. It hit me sometime a year down the road in December. So I had a whole year for the thing to be stewing, because I was running on adrenaline.
To sink in. Correct. To sink in.
To sink in. I was running on adrenaline. Everything is new. New environment, new house, new job.
Correct.
Right. So everything I was running on adrenaline, and when the adrenaline faded away, that was when it hit me a year later.
Correct.
It hit me so bad I couldn't continue with my job.
Yeah. Didn't you come and see me? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he had to come and see me, and lucky for us, we have each other. And for me, right, I know he's 7 hours away, if I really needed to run away, I could jump in my car and drive to him, worst case scenario, But know this, you'll meet new friends, but it's not the same. You need to know that. It's not the same. New friends are not the same, Besides missing your family, because I don't have family. So I come, I've got my children, I've got the husband, all good. It's different. Friends with history is very different.
Yeah, history is the key word here, because if you are dealing with people that you don't have history with, the connection is not there. Malays, they have this word, it's called mesra. tak ada mesra.
Mm,
Mesra
mm,
means closeness. Okay,
mm.
you don't have the closeness, and that will affect here.
Yes, yes. Because the Chinese saying 啦哈，跟你讲又不明白，带你去又太远哎。
Yeah,
Really, it's
yeah,
hard.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's
yeah.
something you need
So
to take note lah.
yeah. Also, being homesick also brings us to the next point: your holidays. Because in Singapore, you are so used to having two public holidays for each official race. Because
Yeah,
Singapore very, very classified, right? You got Malay, Chinese, Indian, others. So each of these category will get 2 days of holiday. So we can forget about Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, Diwali,
yeah,
Day. You can
yeah,
forget about all this because
yeah.
once you are in Australia, even the public holidays
They
here,
only celebrate two big ones.
yeah,
Good Friday, which is Easter,
yeah,
and Christmas. That's it.
correct.
Others don't have one, don't have. You can buy mooncake lah. If you're lucky, you got Asian shop near you.
Yeah,
Yeah, or the maids, all that, don't have, please, whatever China brand they got, you just buy only and eat.
yeah. So you even among different states, their holidays are different.
Correct.
Yeah. So depending on where you end up when you migrate, the holidays will be different according to the state.
Yeah,
So this is one thing to take note of as well.
yeah,
So if you happen to be Muslim celebrating Idul Fitri,
yeah.
that's too
The
bad.
Ramadan also very hard.
Yeah. Okay. So this is something you got to take note of as well. If you want to
Yeah.
fast, if you want to puasa, this is something you are going to have to explain to your boss what you're doing.
Correct.
Because in Singapore, it's understood. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, this is Ramadan. Our Muslim colleagues are fasting.
Correct.
So don't push them too hard.
Yes.
So here in Australia, it's a bit different. You're going to explain to your boss what the hell puasa is all about. And they would probably scratch their head and go, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Very,
Correct.
very common.
Yeah.
So which brings us to the next point, which is food.
Yes, our national pastime, wasn't it? Singapore.
Yes.
Every time you can just eat anywhere. Every time I go back, sure fat.
Correct. Because in Singapore, food is easy. Accessibility to food is very, very easy. You got S11 24/7.
Oh yeah. So sure.
McDonald's is 24/7 there.
I cannot. No, after I do this, I sure very upset when I tell you.
Yeah.
I cannot talk about it because I get very upset because I miss my bar chow mein, a lot.
Yeah. And just to let you know, you guys in Singapore, that us Singaporean migrants, when we get together, all we talk about is food.
Yes.
The conversation always leads to food. So my Australian husband, he's white, he's Caucasian, and he's very intrigued by the fact that that's all we talk about. Food,
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
Even Karen, even with you, we talk about food, right?
Yes, and then we eat a lot. I go and visit him. We eat a lot one there. And then
Yeah.
he like, how can you even eat that? Because we cannot. We're built like that one.
We just eat.
Yes,
Just
but here
because,
different. Here is very different.
Food is very hard to find in Australia. Okay, we're talking about Asian food, food that you're used to, like your bak chor mee, your chicken rice.
Yeah, no need to think or don't have one. Bak chor mee cannot find here, please.
Yeah, there's no
Chicken rice
bak
also
chor mee.
cannot. Okay.
Chicken rice you can find but tastes like shit lah.
Not nice one. The rice
Yeah.
always overcooked. Not nice.
Yeah, it's not nice. So that's why if you want to eat stuff you're used to back home, you cook yourself.
Yeah, you learn to cook yourself.
You learn to cook yourself.
Yeah. You link up with him or you link up with me. I've got good recipes. Okay.
Yeah.
We can get through this. Usually the curries all can make it lah.
Yeah.
Or you buy Prima. Sorry, just now I talked to him and they say, oh my God, Prima, the best brand, very, very sad. It is law. Only Prima is decent here.
And Prima is not cheap here. Okay.
Yeah. Not cheap. If you can find it,
Yeah.
my friend, if you can find it, you will bloody well pay for it. And that's Aussie for you.
Yeah. For me, I live in the country. It's worse here. I can't find anything Asian at all.
Yeah.
So ever since moving here, I've learned how to make my own sambal.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I've learned how to make my own rendang.
Yeah.
My own curry.
Oh, I also make my own pandan cake, please.
So you
So
learn,
desperate.
you have to learn how to make things yourself here because you have no nasi padang stall. You have no nasi lemak makcik.
Yeah.
You have no bak chor mee uncle.
We're not scaring you. It is a fact. Got
It's a
money
fact.
also cannot buy type, you know.
Yeah, got money also cannot buy.
Got
That's a
money
very
also
good
cannot
point.
buy. I'm telling
Yeah,
you. I'm serious.
yeah. So this is something you have to take note of. Okay. Anything else you want to add? Oh yeah, zi cha. One of the things we miss
Yeah.
is zi cha.
Yeah. A lot, eh. I miss
Yeah,
it
a
so
lot,
much, eh.
a lot.
So
We
what
can
I
spend the
did,
whole day. We can spend the
correct,
whole day here talking about food. How much
correct.
we
And
can
what I did, right, was before I left, I knew I was moving back. I went to do cooking classes. There are some places with good cooking classes. You go and learn. But then she's
eat.
got 10,000 ingredients how to make biryani. Also, I cannot. I learned how to make pao. Also, too hard. It's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah, I cannot.
Yeah.
So just know lah. It's not. You just have to get used to it lah. Your palate. You know what I mean? Then beggars cannot be choosers, right?
Mm.
So you make lor. You make your own lor. Then just eat lor.
And then not nice, that's when you learn how to tweak.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Karen and I are not natural cooks. We trial and error to do our stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how we learn. So if you ask us for a recipe, we can only give you the basic recipe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to be honest, when I make my sambal, I don't even measure. When
Yeah.
I
I
make
also don't.
rendang,
I
I
don't
don't
cook
even
like that.
measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just cook, you just trial and error as you go along, and that's
Yeah.
how you
But
how
if
you
it
make
gets
food.
so popular, we will make videos of how to make stuff, and then you can watch. Because it is desperate lah. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
true. Okay, and mastery takes practice.
Yeah.
And I'm bloody good lah at rendang. You ask him, he also like my rendang. And then he always cook things and then he take photo. This fella, I tell you, I hate him. Love-hate relationship, I tell you.
Yeah. So of course, leading on to the next thing is we are so used to not we lah. I mean, we don't live in Singapore anymore, but you guys in Singapore are so used to having 24/7 easy access.
Yes.
Here shops, everything closes at 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Serious,
only on Thursday, the government has mandated everyone must remain open until 9.
Correct.
So Thursday is the only day that you can actually shop late. But
Correct.
otherwise, on other days, everything
Yeah.
shuts at 5.
Correct.
And on Sunday, nothing is open.
Correct. Serious,
Yeah.
Actually, Melbourne not so bad. Melbourne still okay.
Yeah,
but
because
still
Melbourne
close at
got a
5.
lot of Asians, that's why.
Yeah, but 5 o'clock is standard time now. And then remember the first time I moved here was like what? Julian is 18. It was like 18 years ago I moved here. The TV somehow was shit, no Netflix or nothing, shit. Okay, all Aussie TV. Okay, that's the other thing. The Aussie accent, you need to get used to, huh?
No,
and
no,
if
no.
you go to if you go to places, they don't understand you. They don't understand this one, leh. They don't, and then they look
Yeah.
at you funny, because they don't understand. So you need
we
to get
will we
used
will
to
talk
that.
about that. We will talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about that at the end. Yeah, okay. So you need to get used to shops not opening 24/7 and not having easy access.
Yeah, unless you go
whenever you
7-Eleven,
want.
7-Eleven.
Oh, there's no 7-Eleven in South Australia though.
Oh, yeah, actually sucks. Don't go down there. Come to Melbourne if you can. We got 7-Eleven, and then our Asian shop is nicer some more. Then we got Malaysian chain.
Yes,
Our Malaysian
yes.
chain is nice. Remember, Laksa
Yeah.
King is nice.
So wherever you guys are moving to, just find out where is your Asian supermarket. Because if you want to get your ingredients, normally
Yeah.
the Asian supermarket is where you get it from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go to Coles and
Yeah,
Woolworths
and then
because you don't expect
please,
them to-
you have to check expiry date also,
Aiya, please lah. Who
Always
worries about
expire one.
expiry
Not
date?
Woolworths, the Asian shop, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll still use it lah.
The
Because expiry
CCV
date
always all expire. I tell you, never check properly, these people. I don't like. So better check. This is the auntie.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we talked enough about food lah. So shall we move on to housing?
Yeah.
So that's another concern when you guys come here. Where to live?
Yeah.
It's easier for me or you if you are single. Where to live? You can live anywhere. You don't have to worry. But then when you come with family, you have to worry about where to live because of where your kids are going to school.
Correct. Near schools. Not cheap some more if it's near school.
Yeah. So this is how Australian schools work in general. You have private school and then you have public school. The closer you are to the metro area, the less distinction there is between private and public. Okay, so the further you go out into your greater suburbs or even to the countryside,
Yeah.
that's when the difference between public education and private education comes into play.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Okay, so
obvious one.
depending
Yeah.
on where you live,
Yeah.
how you want your kids to be educated, this is something
Yeah.
to take note of as well.
Correct. And the
Private
age of
and
your
public.
children also.
Age of your
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
And unlike Singapore, because Singapore is a small country, so the curriculum is the same for the entire island. Correct?
Yeah, either you make it or you don't lah.
Yeah, it's either
Easy
you make
as
it
that.
or you don't. Yeah, correct,
True.
correct.
You make it or you don't make it.
Yeah,
There's no in between one.
correct. But Australia functions a bit differently because each school has a specialization.
Correct.
Like for example, this school specializes in farming.
Yeah.
Farming is actually a subject here.
I know, yeah. And sports also. Sports is very big down
And
here.
this school specializes in sports.
Yeah,
so and so
football
forth.
lah, whatever lah. Yeah.
So Karen, I'll let you elaborate on this because since you have two boys in school.
I know lah, but this fella, the husband is some more head of department. Anyway, in school lah, in a private school lah, nice one, eh. So the only good thing, I'm gonna put it out there directly, is if you have a child with special needs, then you need to make this move. Make no mistake. Because Australia takes care of children with special needs. You can apply for funding and he gets a special aid to sit next to your child now to help. So this is a big deal for me. My children don't have special needs lah. Huh? Look at me. I'm crazy, so they're crazy. They're okay. But if you have normal children who are like average in the Singapore system, they're going to thrive here because they are very lax here. Okay? Because my son is in Sec 3. You know what they do in Sec 3? Nothing. They do baking classes lah. How to get around the city lah. Not like us, drill. It's not the same. They have a lot of playtime. They have a lot of emphasis on social behavior. This is how they are. And in the end, I truly believe that we all meet in the center. Although my son's actually recently, right? My son actually checked, that Singapore actually churned out the most Nobel Prize winners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he like a bit like, yeah, I'm half Singaporean. Yeah, whatever. So just know that if you have a child with special needs, this is the country you need to come to, because they are not afraid to talk about it. They have so much support for it. It's not funny. But if you have a child who is struggling in school because the system is too fast, you're in the right place. They will thrive here. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Okay, peace out. Another thing I'd like to add about schooling here in Australia, I do have a bit of knowledge in that because I used to work for the Australian Scholarships Group. Yes, remember that one? Yeah,
yes.
That was one of my first jobs when I came here.
Yes.
So we dealt a lot with school children and scholarships, right? And a lot of the speeches we gave to parents who were looking at getting scholarships is how expensive schools are in Australia. The difference between public school and private school is this.
Singapore also the same lah.
Yeah, Singapore also the same lah.
Yeah,
but if you're coming to Australia, because there are a lot of extracurricular activities in Australia.
Yeah, sports-wise.
Yeah, sports-wise.
Yeah.
Music, school excursions. So
actually, yeah, still a couple of $1,000.
Yeah,
not like
correct,
Singapore.
Correct. So if you're thinking about putting your kids through private school, you're depending on where the school is located. It can range from a few $1,000s a year to $20,000-$30,000 a year.
He's right.
So this is the kind of fees that you're looking at. This is just school fees.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have not considered things like school uniform.
Correct. School uniform is crazy. Crazy.
Okay. Then there is stationery.
Yes. Books.
Textbooks. Okay. School excursions. and then equipment for extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
So if all these things you add up, on top of that $20,000-$30,000 you're going to pay a year in school fees. This is for one child. And then if you have 2, 3, 4 kids, you multiply accordingly.
Actually, that is not the price. That price is not bad. Like, over here, I looked at the private school near me. If he gets a academic scholarship, they only give partial. It's still 24 grand out of pocket for us.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so I have to think about that.
Correct. So private schools, their prices is normally the closer you are to metro, the more expensive it becomes. So the further out you go, like for example, me, I live in the country. My husband teaches in Trinity College. So Trinity College is one of the premier private colleges here in South Australia. And because we are further out in the country, the fees are not as scary. So you're talking like about 10 grand, a few $1,000s to 10 grand a year, depending on which level you're in. But if you go closer to the city, like Mercedes College and all that, you're talking about like 30.
Seriously, the school called Mercedes College.
Yes, Mercedes College.
That's
where your trust fund families go to.
Oh my God.
Okay, so yeah.
Cannot find a better name at Mercedes College.
It's actually quite prestigious.
By the way, Mercedes is affordable here, not like Singapore.
Yeah.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, so Mercedes College, you're looking at like 35 to 40 grand a year. This is just purely school fees. So it gives you an idea of the kind of money you'll be spending on your children here. Okay?
Yeah, public school also need a couple of $1,000s one, huh?
Yeah, public schools are also not cheap. So these are things to consider.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So are we done with schooling?
Yes. Now we got to talk about what you will miss. No, what you will miss in Singapore.
Transport.
No, you never talk about the rubbish chute.
Oh yeah,
I want to talk about the rubbish chute.
Yes, please go ahead and talk about rubbish chute.
I miss the rubbish chute so much. Over here,
Did we talk about housing?
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about housing, then we completely missed the rubbish chute.
Yeah, cannot miss the rubbish chute.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about
the one thing I miss about, people say, what do you miss about Singapore, right? It's the rubbish chute, no? Because here you got to bag it and you got to put it outside. In winter, you got to put it outside. Oh, here got winter. Okay. Some people love it, like this crazy person here, he loves it. I don't, okay? I love getting sweaty, steamy. I love it. I don't like cold, okay? I hate it. I'm very moody in winter for me. Anyway, I miss the rubbish chute so much. They just throw rubbish down. So nice.
I am someone who firmly believes in keeping the globe green.
Yeah, he like to wash out his recycling this one.
Yeah, so here in Australia, you separate your rubbish into landfill, into compost, and recycle. So your landfill is things like your cardboard your paper.
He makes it sound so bad. Landfill is rubbish
Yeah, landfill is rubbish whatever that goes into the land for you to tong sampah Compost is to make fertilizer. So you have things like food scraps. You mow your own lawn. Okay, here you have a backyard. You mow your own lawn.
If you buy a house.
Yeah, if you buy a house. Okay.
Yeah.
So we haven't talked about housing, did we?
You talk about how cheap it is to buy a house single person to get a house is easy. That's all.
Yeah. No, we didn't talk about house. Yeah, we'll move on to that. Okay. So this is compost, and then recycle things like your glass bottles, plastic bottles. So
metal cans.
So I take it very, very serious.
He does take it very
serious. My rubbish.
Very serious.
He has visited me before, and she has seen how I separate.
Yes, very serious. I kena sama kena.
She kena from me. Yeah, kena. Yeah, so we have to separate our rubbish here, not like Singapore. I just open your rubbish chute and everything go down and.
Yeah, so show, right? So show. Enjoy while you can, people. Enjoy.
Yeah, and then you can actually hear the rubbish go.
So at night when we throw glass bottle.
So the people on the second floor, bang, so loud.
I love it, my God. I remember.
Yeah, so no such thing here in Australia because your bins you leave it out on the driveway and you go there and
you walk out.
Rubbish. You walk out. Rain or shine, you walk out. Okay. And then rubbish collection day is only once a week.
Yeah, you forget, that's it.
Yeah, if you forget your rubbish piles up in your bin, you got to wait for the
And some more very
following.
smelly, eh?
In summer, it's smelly lah.
Yeah, it rots. It's very smelly. You cannot forget.
Who wants you to smell?
You open now, you open and then open and smell. Anyway. Oh, and then the next thing I miss the most. I need to dedicate this video to the last maid I have called Marietta. I love her so much. And I miss her. My house is so clean before. Now
such
not
thing as
anymore.
maids. Yeah, no such thing as maids.
You cannot afford it. You can afford house cleaners. They come in 2 hours, $100 a week.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay, this is one thing Singaporeans have to let go of is their maids, because which household doesn't have a maid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've grown up with maids.
Yeah.
Since I was
If
5.
you remember lah, don't please 5 lah, please you've always had a maid please.
Yeah, I've always had it since for as long as I remember. I've always had someone minding after me, because this is the way it happens in Singapore. You know, the maid come take care of the house, and the parents go out and work. No such thing here. Okay, so everything here is left to your own devices.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next point. If you have a young child, no such thing as babysitter.
Yeah.
You got to do everything yourself.
Correct. You can
Unless
pay
you want to pay
for
lah.
babysitting.
You pay lah. You pay.
$20 an hour lah. Not like you know how much our maid plus levy and all that. Max a good one my Filipino one was really good. Plus levy and everything, we paid out 1,000 a month. She's worth every penny. She's worth every penny, because you cannot get that here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want big house, right? Clean yourself. I got 3 toilet. I don't clean it. My boys clean their own toilet one. The boys all spray everywhere. But yeah, you want big house, right? You don't have a maid to help you clean, please, and you got a yard, you got cars. If you have a car and then your maid wash every day, forget it.
Yeah, no such thing. No such thing as a car wash here as well. Here, car wash you pay. Yeah. Expensive.
Yeah, no ane downstairs with the bucket. Don't have.
Yeah, no such thing. Here you pay $15 per pop, and it's through the machine.
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah. They actually, if you go supermarket and if you go shopping mall and then you put them to like a car wash. If you want a nice 4-wheel drive, it will cost you $120.
Yeah.
To get a proper wash. Good luck.
Yeah. Okay, so not cheap, Not cheap.
Buy a sports car, small.
Yeah, small one. So we talk about so we're done, right? Talk about housing, all done, right?
Yeah, and transport.
Transport. Of course, cars are cheap here.
Yes.
Because you need a car.
Correct.
If you're used to public transportation in Singapore, you always complain, in Singapore, the MRT fare very expensive. But you don't see how comfortable public transport is in Singapore. How cheap.
Yeah, and how safe, it is. How safe it is.
Singapore. Okay, because you guys always complain. The MRT fare raised by 10 cents only. Wow, you're over social media. Can die. But if you come here, one lousy train to the city. Yeah. It's gonna cost you $5, $6, $8.
Yeah, correct. And not nice one.
Doesn't matter which stop you get. There's only pay one price.
Correct.
Yeah, $8 during peak hour.
And it's smelly and it's dirty.
Yeah.
Okay. I've only been once. I scared.
Because you Thai, what you?
No, I scared because I've got a lot of druggies on it. They just sit in the train up and down like that. I also don't know why. Why they sit? Maybe high that's why I sit in the train also. I don't know.
Yeah. So public transportation isn't exactly top notch.
Oh, bus. Talk about the bus. It's a real thing. You don't think we're joking. It is a very real thing. This bus issue.
You have one bus during non-peak hour. If you're lucky, you have one bus every half an hour to 1 hour.
One.
If you miss that bus, you gotta wait.
Yeah. Okay. This bus take you not to everywhere. Take you to one stop, and then you got to go change. One bus. One. People don't get it. I think I'm joking.
That's why a lot of us here in Australia we drive.
Yeah. If you don't have a license, go get one. Get it here. It's cheaper to get it here.
Yeah. Like my house, I have 2 cars. I have one, my husband has one, and you have how many cars? 2 as well, right?
For now, I have to. Until
Yeah.
my boy decides like he wants to drive. But he's got chauffeur, what? Auntie chauffeur. Fella don't want to learn. He's 18. He don't want to learn how to drive.
Yeah. But you
There's a
need to
car. We
get a
bought a car
car.
for him.
You need to get a car when you're here.
Correct. And it's cheap. We bought a Kia for my boy. How much we spent? 2 years old.
It was 17,000, I think you mentioned.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm.
See, it's very cheap. And it's decent.
Yeah.
It's still got 5-year manufacturer warranty. So
Yeah.
it's worthwhile. Just buy a car, please.
Yeah. So public transportation here is not top notch. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're used to tip-top public transportation in Singapore, you're not going to get it here.
Yeah, Singapore
Okay.
is world class the public transport. Start
Yeah.
thinking about it. Start appreciating it, please, people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So we're coming to our next point is to assimilate.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Why
gonna be
you
fun.
why you need to assimilate? Because you need to ask yourself, why are you making this move? Okay. Are you making this move to Australia because you want something different? Or do you want to come here and live like you did back in Singapore?
Mm.
You only mix around with Singaporeans.
Mm.
You only eat Singaporean food.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have any friends outside of your circle.
Correct.
Okay, which is why it's so important. Before I moved to Perth, this is my personal experience. Before I moved to Adelaide, during that year, it was a year from the time I got my visa to the time I made the move. So it was 1 year of planning.
Yeah.
So during that 1 year, I made 4 trips.
You did.
I made 4 trips to Adelaide to network, basically network. So I had to put myself out there to increase my contacts so that when I make the eventual move,
Yeah,
I'm not exactly alone. I know these are friends with no history, but hey, you got to start from somewhere.
Correct.
Yeah, you're moving to a place where you know no one, so you have to start from somewhere. So I did all these networking trips before I actually moved.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very important for you to ask yourself this question.
Correct.
How much do you want this?
Correct. I like that question, actually. It makes so much sense. How much do you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it so much that it can, even like us, we are properly assimilated. I got a lot of Aussie friends. One of my best friends are Aussie, but it didn't start that way. It's not easy to meet people, no? You think it's so easy, is it? You can go to SG Kongsi, you still meet Singaporeans, but your scope needs to be wider than that.
Correct. So you have to expand beyond your nationality and your ethnicity.
Correct.
It's very, very important for you to understand that Australia is a very, very multicultural country.
Correct.
Yeah. Because if in Singapore, if you are Malay, you mix around with Malays. If you're Chinese, you only have Chinese friends. If you're Indian, you only have Indian friends. And then if you come here and you're by yourself, you're going to have a big problem.
Yeah.
Okay, because especially if you go out to work,
yeah,
especially in places like Sydney, Melbourne, everyone is from everywhere.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, even the Australians who work in Sydney and Melbourne, they are not from there. They are from elsewhere in Australia.
Yeah, correct.
Okay?
It's true.
Australia is extremely multicultural. And so you need to be comfortable with that. So
and also another thing that I think Ryan will appreciate, and we didn't really talk about this when we were planning our agenda, is that somehow Singaporeans are scared of Ang Mohs for whatever reason, we're scared to approach. They are nice people, no? Just don't be afraid. Don't think that you are lesser, because you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. And yes, our accents sound funny to us. I got people say my accent very cute. Okay, these are. So that is an issue. One of the reason why we do not go put ourselves out to meet people is we think we're lesser. We think they look at us funny. They don't. They're very fascinated, by us, where we come from. Because a lot of Australians haven't traveled out of Australia. And for the ones who have, they have gone to Bali. which is
Yeah.
the Asian version of Australia. All the bloody Australians are there. It's not even accurate. Correct, not?
Yeah. And one of the things that Australians are very fascinated by Singaporeans is we speak
So well.
we number one, we speak English, and number
We're
two,
multilingual.
we are multilingual.
Correct.
Okay. They are very fascinated by this because they just cannot understand how can we speak so many languages.
How can this brain handle so
Yeah,
many
how can
languages?
this brain handle so many languages?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like for example, me, I speak 8.
He does.
Okay, I speak 8. Let's start with English.
No, don't do that. Do the Filipino one, the accent.
Don't be so bad lah. Don't be so bad lah, you. Okay, number one, I speak English.
Yes.
Okay. And then there is Mandarin.
Mm.
And then there is Hokkien. And then there is Cantonese.
Yes.
And then I have relatives in Thailand, so my family speaks Thai.
Yeah, Thai. Actually, his Thai is very good, nah.
Okay. And then I also speak Malay.
Yes.
And then I also speak Indonesian.
Yes.
Okay. And finally, I learned French in school. So that's number 8. Number 8 is a bit rusty lah. So 8 lah.
Can say croissant, croissant.
It's not
Croissant, s'il vous plaît.
It's croissant.
Yeah, croissant, s'il vous
Nasal,
plaît.
croissant. Okay. Croissant, s'il vous plaît. Yeah, so I speak 8 languages. And Karen, how many do you
I think I Chinese, Mandarin, English, Hokkien, Cantonese, Teochew. I speak a little bit of Japanese, and then the Korean. I'm getting very good at because I watch all the Korean Netflix. And then the Malay lah, because I was practically raised by Malays when I was in my teenage years.
Yeah.
So yes, 7, 8 languages easy.
Yeah. So as Singaporeans, you have to be proud of yourselves that you actually arrive armed with this arsenal of languages that you can throw.
It's a party trick. They love it.
They love it. They love it. Yeah. So I actually have another Singaporean colleague in the office. So there was one day I kind of mentioned to my Angmo colleague lah that I speak 8 languages, and they went, huh? Their jaws dropped. How can someone speak 8 languages? I said, you look at that blah, blah, blah over there. I pointed to my Singaporean colleague. I said, he speaks a handful of languages as well. And they're like, really?
Let's try this out. Yeah.
They never knew. And yeah, likewise, he's like me. He speaks multiple languages as well. So be proud of the fact that when you arrive, you can speak a lot of languages. So don't be afraid to approach your Angmo friends.
Yes, we're equals. Don't forget that. If you want to come and live here, we are equals. Don't let them talk down to you. This will segue into the next section, won't it?
Oh yes, I like that. I like that word, segue.
Yes.
Racism.
Yes.
One of the very common questions a lot of Singaporeans ask us is, why you moved to Australia so racist?
Yeah.
This question is very, very common. But let me point something out to you, that Australia is just as racist as Singapore. Yeah, it's no different.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're all the same. People are all the same all over the world.
Yeah.
Serious.
If you happen to be a Chinese from Singapore, you don't feel that Singapore is racist because you are a majority race there.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
But if you bother to actually sit down and listen to your Malay brothers, your Indian sisters, your Eurasian cousins, if you listen to their story, you realize that they've gone through a lot. They've tolerated is the word. They've tolerated a lot of nonsense.
Correct. It's true.
Through the Singapore society. But it's just the way that we were brought up.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into specific details because I do not want to offend anyone. But
it's true though. Yeah. It's true. I can bring my boys in right now. They're mixed blood. Yeah. And they were discriminated in Singapore when they were studying there because they are mixed blood.
Correct.
Because they're not pure. They don't meet anywhere. They're not white and they're not Chinese. They're just halfway, something like that. So people bully them all. It's normal.
Yeah. So, I mean, not to make it sound like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Of course, there will be a very minor percentage of the population here who are truly, truly racist. They
Yeah,
are the
very
ones who
small
would
though,
yell in your
very
face.
small.
Yeah, they are the ones who would yell in your face and says, go back to where you come from. We do not want any of your kind here. But that being said, because personally, my experience with racism was I, after work, walked to the tram stop to take a tram back home. And this drunkard came out of the park. He was high as a kite, probably high, drunk. And then he yelled at me, called me a Chinese dog, wanted to stab me. But he doesn't have a knife. All he had was a twig he picked up from the floor. So, came at me with a twig. No, you bloody Chinese dog, go back to where you come from. And guess what? People came to my aid.
Mm,
Okay, remember this story, Karen? People came to
mm.
my aid. So it was rush hour traffic. So the light was red. So there were a lot of cars lined up on the road. And people actually rolled down their windows and toot their horn, yelled at this idiot to leave me alone.
Wow.
Okay. So people were horning, people were yelling at him to leave me alone. And of course, the people at the tram stop were shocked. They were like,
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy drifted back into the park to do what he was doing. So when I went to the tram stop, people huddled around me. Are you
Aw.
okay? Do you need us to call someone? I was almost embarrassed by the attention that I got. Now,
Is it? You love attention, please, and don't pretend on it.
just for the sake of this story, can or not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's gonna cut this out anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I was very, I was almost embarrassed by the attention that I got. So, but my question is, imagine if this happens in Singapore.
Yeah.
What will people do? First thing they'll do is to take out their bloody phone and record.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Record, and then put on Stomp. And then
Yeah.
after that, then post on Facebook. Oh, so poor thing, this guy,
Yeah.
he was bullied.
He could have done something.
Yeah, they could have done something, but they don't, because this is what Singaporeans do. They record and then they put it on Facebook.
Correct.
Or put it on Stomp.
Yes.
That's even worse. Put it on Stomp, hoping to get a reaction.
Correct.
So this is Australia for you. Yes, you might, if you're unlucky, you might encounter some racist incidents, but bear in mind there will be people who will stand up for you.
Correct. Always. So that's actually for the small, helpful people than not helpful people.
Correct.
So
if you don't have to worry about Australia being racist and all that, because I have lived here for close to 8 years, and to be honest, I find Singapore worse than here.
Yeah, actually, and it doesn't matter where though, because if you think that the more rural you go to, the people are going to be less educated and then they're more racist, it's not true. 2 years ago, I was in Singapore with my husband. And then he said, oh, come lah, bring us to Newton Circus, and then you can show my colleagues. I told you this story before. Show my colleagues, and then we can order food. Can you help us order food? The whole time I didn't say much. I only shook their hand and say hello, and all that. That was all I said, hello. So when I said my husband was ordering something, they were discussing something. And I'm very vocal. And then I said something. One of the guys actually stopped and he said, oh my God, you spoke English? And then my husband have to hold me back because he knows when I open my mouth, only kena. See, and he's very educated. He's an executive in an international company. So people are like that. Doesn't matter where they come from, doesn't how educated they are, doesn't matter. The beauty of Australia is, if you say hello to someone, chances are they will respond to you.
Yeah.
Not like Singapore, no? You hold the lift, don't even look at your face, please, I get very angry every time I go back. How rude or not?
Yeah.
So if you want to come and assimilate here, you gotta learn to talk and look at people.
Yeah.
Serious.
So after listening to all this, which is real, which is we're giving you some Australia realness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our version of the Australian.
Our version though. But I have to point out that whatever that we've spoken in today's video, the experiences are purely personal.
Correct.
Okay. So ultimately, you will still have to look at your own personal circumstances before you decide whether or not to move. Agree?
Yeah. Yep. Whether
so after this,
or not.
After listening to us talk for here, and then you've decided to move, that yes, despite hearing so much shit from the two of us.
It's not shit lah. It's not
Okay,
so
it's not
bad
shit
lah.
it is true.
Honesty
Honest.
lah.
After listening to our honest opinions, you still want to move, then by all means, we are going to make
watch part
part two. So part two of this video, we are going to talk about what to do after you've arrived.
Yes, how to thrive.
How to thrive. Yeah, how to thrive. Okay.
Yeah, don't survive, you must thrive.
Yeah, because it is seriously not easy.
Yeah.
All right.
But it can be done though. Look at us.
Yeah.
It can be done.
It can be done. Yeah. If we can do it, so can you.
Yes, and it's very rewarding though. It can be very rewarding.
Yeah.
But it's harder than you think. You just need to know that. I miss home all the time. And I'm a
So
citizen.
do I.
I'm a citizen of Australia.
I'm
Again,
not.
I think that could be another episode, no, because he will get his citizenship very soon. And there's a real struggle.
Yeah, it is. It is. We will talk about that in part two. Okay, once you've arrived, what to do. Okay. So we'll leave you guys here, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So take care, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you in part two.
Peace out.
Peace out. Bye.